Those who enter this dragon prison are destined for greatness.
An ethereal voice called out. Startled, Zane shrank back and a chill ran down his spine. The disembodied voice continued.
If you cultivate my dragon annihilation art, then you can enter the wisdom chamber and inherit my legacy. Young man, you must cherish this opportunity.
Unknown to Zane, the dragon annihilation art was a powerful and ancient martial arts method that involved cultivating one's inner energy to achieve extraordinary physical and spiritual abilities. This technique allowed the practitioner to absorb and refine external energies, enhancing their own power and accelerating their cultivation progress. The primary function of the dragon annihilation art was to absorb various forms of energy from the environment or from defeated foes, which was then converted into the practitioner's own power. The ethereal voice reverberated in the air for a long time, and Zane stood frozen in shock until it diminished. As the voice gradually faded, a red and black scroll suddenly appeared in the air. When it rolled open, streams of light circled it in a bizarre yet breathtaking sight. A blast of air exploded around Zane, making him feel like he was falling into a terrifying abyss, and he began to panic. It was only then that he noticed the words on the scroll, and as he read them, he realized it was the dragon annihilation art that the voice had mentioned. He didn't immediately extend his hand to take it. Instead, he cautiously studied it as it hung in the air. He tried shouting out to the voice, but no answer came. After hesitating for a while, he finally reached out to grab the scroll, which seemed to fall right into his hand. As he flipped it open again, the dazzling words of the dragon annihilation art transformed into silver lights that jumped off the page and burrowed between his eyebrows and into his head. He felt his head getting heavier and heavier until it felt like it was about to burst. He clutched at his temples, screaming with pain. He was grateful that the agony only lasted a short while before disappearing. But when it did, he was left lying on the ground, utterly shocked. Covered in sweat, he was breathing heavily. But then his expression turned to one of sheer joy when he realized what had happened.
So that's the power of the dragon annihilation art. Freya. Bram. Just you wait. I'm going to take back everything you stole from me.
The silver lights that had entered his brain had given him knowledge about the training method and introduction to the first level of the dragon annihilation art. According to the scroll, once he achieved the first level of the technique, he would then be able to cultivate the form of the Elder Wyvern. The form of the Elder Wyvern was a specialized state of spiritual and physical transformation, achieved through the advanced stages of the dragon annihilation art. It represented the integration of dragon-like qualities into the practitioner's body and spirit, enhancing their abilities, such as strength, resilience, and speed, to a superhuman level. One of the key benefits of the form of the Elder Wyvern was its ability to repair and regenerate the practitioner's energy center and other injuries, effectively making them more durable in battles. As Zane's speed of cultivation and martial arts skills increased, he would become extremely powerful, and the form of the Elder Wyvern would grow even stronger. But what excited him the most was that he would be able to repair his shattered energy center. The dragon prison stretched for thousands of miles of seemingly desolate land. Lava-like red light peeked through the cracks in the ground, and Zane could feel the flying sparks and heat in the air. Not far away, thousands of mysterious, colorful squares were lined up on the ground. Their light was constantly flowing, but it was different from the color of the dragon prison.
Those must be part of the wisdom chamber,
Zane muttered, narrowing his eyes. His gaze grew intense as he looked at the squares of light. According to what he had just learned, as long as he cultivated the first level of the dragon annihilation art, he would be able to open the wisdom chamber and obtain the reward within. Sitting on the ground in a cross-legged position, he began to cultivate his vital energy according to the circulation method described in the dragon annihilation art. The weak airflow over his body began to strengthen, and a numb feeling spread from his energy center to his limbs and bones, making him feel extremely comfortable. Gradually, the broken parts of his body began to repair themselves, and he could feel his strength returning. He sat like that for a long time, letting the technique do its work. As Zane concentrated on healing himself, thick dark clouds gathered over the Martell mansion. The storm slowly spread until it covered all of Kintyre County, and deafening thunderclaps and bright lightning bolts split the air. The gloomy sky created a bleak atmosphere over the whole area, and it continued to get worse. Roaring thunder reverberated in the air, and the mountains and rivers seemed to tremble as if caught in an earthquake. Everyone in the county began to feel fearful and uneasy, but no one could predict what was coming. Many miles away, a middle-aged man with a crooked nose watched the storm develop. He wore a green robe with a roaring azure dragon on the back, and although he didn't normally unleash his powers deliberately, anyone could tell that he was a legendary warrior just by looking at him. He sat in a palace on top of Burial Mountain, which was shrouded in a hazy mist. Daylight couldn't reach the place, so it was always dark and gloomy. He looked solemn as he squinted in the direction of Kintyre County, and then he frowned, feeling both worried and surprised.
The sky is filled with dragon energy,
He told one of his assistants.
Either a rare treasure is being born, or someone is cultivating an astonishing skill.
He decided that it was a great opportunity for the Azure Dragon Academy, so he ordered his assistant to go and check it out. Similar events were happening throughout the Yarrow Kingdom and the surrounding countries, but Zane was unaware of it all. Inside the dragon prison, Zane opened his eyes, which shone with an odd silver light. His aura had risen to a whole new level, taking him to the third stage of body tempering, which was the process of improving his physical strength and stamina. He had healed the injury to his energy center 2 days earlier, and as he inspected the changes in his body, he became excited.
Not only have I reached the third level of body tempering, but I've also achieved the first level of the Dragon Annihilation Art and acquired the form of the Elder Wyvern. This is amazing.
He turned his gaze to the wisdom chamber, which was glowing with colorful lights.
I should be able to open that chamber now,
Zane thought confidently.
Can't wait for more? Catch the next episode tomorrow. And if you are ready to binge the whole series, download our app now. Tap the link in our bio to start your journey.